Hello, this is Paraleo, and since another great Steam Demo Festival, as I like to call it, has come to an end in this snowy February of 2023, at least in my parts, I would like to pitch in with some games that piqued my interest and are on my buy on release shortlist. For some, I might even make an exception and get them in early access. First on the list, Pocket Planet is a cute little tile placing puzzle game. It's defined as casual on the Steam page, but it has a twist, and no, it's not a Dwarf Romantic with a different skin. I know graphics for this one are not next gen, but I like the biome diversity, the way the tiles are blending together after you are finishing a puzzle and you are looking at a diorama. And the twist for this game is that you have predefined and varied rules in each stage, and on some of the puzzles your mind really goes in a bit of overdrive trying to make that puzzle complete and admiring the diorama that you get as a reward at the end. And with I'm not sure if they are over 200, but close to 200 levels of varying difficulty. Some of them are easy, some of them are requiring a few more tries, at least based on what I played. I played about 35 levels until now. So I think there is a lot of content in this one to be played in small portions over a long time. The demo version was 0.2, so there are some kinks and quirks that need to be addressed, and it will release at a later date. It's not mentioned, but I have a good feeling about this one. Second one, SteamWorld Build, where you have to escape a dying planet by building a mining town to dig up some lost technology, which will help you do that. Your people are Steam folk, by the way, and the demo was great, went without a hitch, and if you ever played Anno 1404 or 1800, you'll feel right at home when managing your upper side of the town. Just make sure you connect everything to harbor. Oh, sorry about that. The train station. And as for the mining part, the devs took inspiration from Dungeon Keeper, a game that I didn't play, but what the demo provided for me, it was actually nice. I liked the style of the underground gameplay. This game will have a full release, as there is no mention of early access on its Steam page. Third game is Brass Heart, an adventure point-and-click game in an alternate 1920 inspired by Dieselpunk. You play as Paula, a pilot, a female pilot, and I'm not going to say anything more about the story because the Steam page is actually ruining a bit the story setup, you know, the reason for what everything is happening. Graphics are pleasing, puzzles are varied, and I noticed that you can get things required for future puzzles before they are actually needed, which is a good thing because some of the games in this genre, and I mean by that adventure, puzzle, point and click, they are doing a poor job in signaling visually when a stage is changed, when stuff becomes unlocked. And yeah, it's a good thing that you can get stuff ahead of time because that cuts off the frustration when you are dealing with more complex puzzles, for example. And the release date is officially coming soon. I am interested in this one, gonna keep an eye on it. By the way, the last point and click adventure game that I played was Nine Noir Lives. It was in the list of the demos that I made a while ago, and it released last year. I played it fully. That was the game I picked from all the point and click adventures that I covered. Next. And the fourth game, an older title that released in early access last November, We Who Are About to Die. I just got to this demo, but it's a very deep career gladiator simulator. It's cool, and the demo was featureful. I mean, all the features that are in the game were unlocked during the demo. Of course, the demo locks up at some point. Just gives you a taste of what's inside. But until this month, February 2023, it was the work of one developer, and now it seems the guy wants to grow his team. So for these reasons, and the cool demo and the fact that the game had constant updates in early access, this one got on my short list to buy. I might even buy it when the game is still in early access. And the fifth game, but first let me specify that this is not a top 5 or 10 kind of thing. These are games that equally interest me, right? But you have to put them in an order, as that's the way things go. The fifth game is another early access title, Against the Storm. It's a complex, that's what got me. It's a complex, and that's really true, dark fantasy city builder where you lead humans, beavers, lizards, harpies, and soon trademark foxes to rebuild civilization. It has good reviews also on Steam, but after doing my usual EA research, that means perusing the forums of the game on Steam, it seems that at least until now this game development is doing early access how it's meant to be. Constant community updates, constant updates for the game, so I am impressed. And this one got to my list. I actually played a demo, of course, for about 2 hours, because I took it really slow. And next, the sixth game was the biggest surprise for me in this SteamNexFest event. The game I didn't know I wanted and needed in my gamer life, man. The sixth is a sci-fi survival strategy game. Actually an RTS if you play multiplayer or co-op, and the first time you open it, it has that command and conquer older game feel, you know, and or Red Alert if you have played one of those games. And it features a very cool way to customize units and buildings using components and behaviors. That's short for some light programming, but no worries, if you don't have a degree in programming, you can still enjoy this game. Also, there are ways to save those configurations that you make as blueprints, and you can call them later in future games or in the same game also. You can actually build them, which I think it's quite cool. The demo is a bit limited in scope, but it provides a good set of components to play around and a small amount of buildings and units. So it can be enough to get you a feel for the game and the direction of the game development. Also, the demo features multiplayer for now. I mean, not for now, I assume it will feature multiplayer later and co-op, but the game can also be played solo as a base builder. And let me tell you, the game's map are huge. They said they are actually infinite. I never played games like that before. It is interesting. And because you can play it as a base builder also is the reason I am interested in, and why probably people are comparing it with Factorio. I actually played more than 20 hours I think on this one, and it will come to early access at some point in the close future. I hope. And time for the honorable mentions now. We will start with Urbo, a game that I like. It's a quoting the Steam page, it's a relaxing and meditative city building puzzle game, and you begin with an empty space and you start placing house tiles on it, different, they come randomly to you, and your purpose is to merge similar types of houses into bigger ones. That's the main mechanic. If you merge 4, you will get one of the special currency as reward, and you can unlock some extra functions using the currency, like move, destroy, or calling a certain type of piece of house, I mean. You also have a preview of the following 3 pieces and an undo, so that gives you some tactic in in planning your city, let's say. But I mean, comparing it with Townscaper, I don't think it's really that accurate, because in this game your purpose is surviving the puzzle as much as possible and growing a city who might not look as you want it in the end, if you are following the score, of course. And basically the city looks in this game will be a side effect of you playing the game, the puzzle part. Alright, as in Townscaper, you start with a vision usually, right? You know roughly how your town will look like, and you can complete that after a while, or you just go with a flow, yeah. But you don't get random pieces over there, so nothing gets against your vision. Over here you get randomized pieces, so that might influence the look of your town later. That was just what I wanted to specific. Alright, and it's a cool game, I like it. And now let's move on to the others. And the second one would be Panorama. It is actually very similar to Dorf Romantic. Dorf Romantic has been developed a bit more. This game will release in March 2023, and yes, it is similar with Dorf Romantic. It has a bit brighter colors, and as I understand, after I played this one, I played the demo for this one for about 5 or 6 hours, I think. I liked it. There were some kinks and quirks over there. I hope the devs are solving those until the release. And reading through the forums, I understand that this game actually does some things better than the Romantic, like in regards with the tile placement, with the freedom in placing the tiles. My own caveat over here is that I just don't like that placing different biome tiles next to each other don't feel as good, don't look as good, because there is no border interaction between them, no textures interaction, so some combinations seem out of place, you look, because of the difference in the color of the tiles. But another thing that this game has is when you group up many tiles of the same biome, some of the tiles of some of the older tiles get a level in upgrade and they change the appearance, and that's actually really cool. Alright, so these were my observations. I do like the game, but Pocket Planet, even though it doesn't have the same graphics, that one took the spots for this one and Urban, so in my gaming budget. And the third honorable mention, it's Fabledom. It's the only outside recommendation that I took. I took this from a PC Gamer recommendation. I'm not sorry I tried it, it's actually cute. It was a solid demo, it worked perfectly. I actually played it in a year of game time. You can complete everything in the demo, you can save. It has a cool look, and I played 4 more years, just game time, just to get my population to 30 and see if they forgot to lock some of the advanced buildings. They didn't forget to lock them, but they forgot a way that would have left you to increase still your population, even though they mentioned you can't grow your population anymore. And I succeeded to crash it at the 5th year just by pressing really fast the 3rd speed. Then I changed my mind, I wanted to slow it down, and the game just couldn't take it anymore. But still, that was after 3 or 4 hours, I think. I kept playing. Yeah, it looks cool. It seems to have some new features like I never saw in a city builder to have you look for a marriage, and it has a random map generator. Seems like if you get yourself a prince or a princess, you can unify the kingdoms, I think. I mean, I don't think you gain control over that kingdom, but I think there are some cool benefits on that. It wasn't in a demo, the demo is just basic, but I liked the feel. While you are building, indeed, it's easy to learn, and the mechanics are easier to learn. It's okay, and the descriptions of the units are tongue-in-cheek humor, you know. It's cool. It's a cool game. I'll keep an eye on it. Well, these were my recommendations, my special picks, and if you liked what you saw, come back in the future. You might find some more of this kind of content, and you could also check out the description of this particular video. Maybe you find something interesting in there also. Thank you guys for watching, and bye bye.